river under there, 8 miles down.
Well, we can try to dig 8 miles down and find it.
It was hot, but there was no... This is my neighbour. This is the model that he's saying is there. 8 miles into the mental. But you did.
I never did see that missing continent that size.
I know. That's the thing. That's because Admiral Byrd said he went across here. Okay, and he said he found this uninhabited continent. He said it, not me. He's America's greatest explorer. Okay, and you can find him on YouTube explaining.
You can find anything on YouTube.
No, you can find Admiral Byrd. You can find Admiral Byrd on a TV program called The Longitude Chronoscope. Yeah, from
I studied
That's my era.
right? And they're explaining. We found a continent, the size of America, with unlimited gold, oil, uranium, all these resources. Immediately after Admiral Byrd came back, the Antarctica Treaty and nobody is allowed to go there.
Yes.
Now, here's a more interesting question, yeah? How do you get a pressurized system, like the Earth, you've got air pressure. How do you get a pressurized system next to a vacuum without the pressurized system going out to the vacuum?
Well, how do you think?
No, I mean, ask the question. How
Do you
do
think
that?
that there's
Creator. And you, as humans, are the chief of the creation. Yeah? You're the most important of the animals here. Yeah? So that makes you more important than you think you are.
Like Newton, God's just a lying fool. These guys like Newton shouldn't be trusted. They're free.
You just said that guy's a lying fool.
In fact, my boy is density. And that's why things fall down, you see. An object always falls to the ground if it's heavier than the air that surrounds. If it's lighter than air, then it will rise. It will keep on floating up to the sky. That's what's known as buoyancy. And that makes more sense than gravity. So let me tell you one more time, boy. Don't believe in gravity. Don't believe.
So we'll leave it there, shall we?
Yeah, okay.
Don't believe, 'cause clearly all it is. It's never been.
Hello, and welcome back to another edition of the Globe Live Euro Tour update with myself, Roxanne the Globalist Anaya, Jason of the Disbury, and the crew on the camper, Dave Murphy, Jack, Lisa, and Igor. Hi, everyone, and everyone in the chat room, and everyone that's watching. Thank you so much for taking the time to be with us here this evening and for interacting in the chat room as well. We'll get to the chat room shortly. How is everyone doing? I don't know where to start. Jason, Dave, who wants to go first?
I think we're doing okay, as far as I can tell. We're doing okay.
We are all right.
Mm-hmm. The only difference here is we no longer have Igor.
Okay, where's Igor? I thought he was getting dropped off in Ljubljana.
Yeah, it was a little change. It was
Okay.
a little exhausted. Some things to do at home, so we drop him in Vienna and put him on the train.
Okay, he had to depart. Well, I'm gutted I didn't get to thank him personally, but will you send my regards to him, please, and thank him for his endless effort on the tour since Amsterdam.
We may be seeing him again there in Slovenia, will we?
Yeah, in Slovenia he will back. In Ljubljana he will come. Yeah, of course.
Wonderful.
And you've got some more friends coming out in Slovenia. I've noticed that I've been getting a few emails as well saying that they're coming out as well.
All right, I call him out today, the first time. In a way, in my language, I tell him to everyone who is there in Slovenia to come out. Yeah, now it's time.
Yay! That is what I like to hear. That's like music to my ears. It just goes to show how many people are coming out and interacting. People from their own respective countries are hearing about the tour, and if it is coming within proximity of them, they're wanting to get involved. And it does strike a chord with me, because that is literally what happened with me when Harry and Jason came to London. I knew that they were within reach of me, and it was like, you are not coming through my city and I'm not connecting with you. It's got to happen. How have you found that as you've gone through the last couple of days? My apologies, because I didn't get to connect with you guys yesterday. I was working. But yeah, how was it? How was it over the last couple of days?
Do you want anyone to go first? have a word, Lisa.
Have a word.
Your turn, Lisa.
Back to yesterday.
Oh, wait.
Say that again, darling.
I said I'm still thinking about today, never mind yesterday.
Yeah. How did you find today, darling?
Well, I had one long conversation today with somebody that I found out at the end of the conversation was a lawyer. And I thought I went in quite a lot of detail with every single aspect that I could possibly bring up. But by the end of it, he said that you're wasting your time and just walked away. So, but at least I tried.
It's still a seed. You planted a seed.
And I said to him, you know that there are actually like lawyers that are talking about this subject, and you know that this subject has been to court and lost. So like, I brought up lots of different topics, and I gave him a good fight anyway.
Well done.
But apart from that, I didn't really have many other conversations. I was mostly just handing out leaflets.
Really good. So just
sorry, I was talking there. I didn't realise I had my mic on mute. My bad. Go on, Jason. Go for it.
No, while we got Lisa here, I just wanted to know a little bit more details on this pole dancing.
You better hold the clip.
I knew it. I tell you, you blew it.
It is away. I want to know. So can we go back to
I want to get you all in.
No, we can't. I'm talking to you, so come on.
Okay.
Explain, please.
No, we need you all in, because Jack was there as well.
No, I was just looking.
Come on.
Tell us about it.
I was not dancing.
All right.
Okay. What happened?
Okay, yeah.
What happened?
Yeah.
Just dancing.
Just. So okay. Something
Well,
more? No?
That's it.
No,
Well-
it wasn't. Come on. Where were you dancing? What were you dancing on? Who were you pushing off the stage?
Where were you dancing?
Why is how do I get the angle right with the camera here?
That's okay. So all okay. It's good.
Okay, so we were driving all night, and we were listening to B.O.B. ODD, like really like a lot of
Woke
music.
artists. Yeah.
And I realised it was a kind of an Aries full moon, and we got to Prague, and I thought, and then Jack said, "I can't sleep now. We need to go out and party." And I was like, when he suggested it to me, I thought, yeah, that sounds like I think I could do that.
I love it.
And I was like, but I don't want to party and just go out and dance. I want to pole dance.
Oh, you
I don't want to
purposely
just
tried
party.
to find
I
a
make it
pole.
like really entertaining for myself. So
loving this.
we just like we walked around town. We found a bar, and I was like, this is boring. I'm sorry, like I need to pole dance, and I know only one place that I'm going to be able to do that.
Oh no!
So we just like sort out strip bars. So I could get on stage.
A Jack yeah.
I love it. Yay, Lisa! I love it.
And I put on my canvas dress.
As one
we
does.
We went into the bar, and apparently women have to pay and men don't. So I had to pay, and I thought, right, okay. And then you have to buy beers, and the beers are expensive. And I'm like, well, I don't even drink beer, so you're forcing me to buy beer I don't even want. I thought, right, I'm going to get my money's worth out of this. And then I spoke to one of the strippers, and I said, do you mind if I get on stage? Because I'm missing my pole at home. And they said, oh, well, you're not really allowed. And I thought, really? So I got on the back anyway, had a go. did a few tricks, and security came very quickly and dragged me down. And I was like, okay, well, at least I had a go. And sat down for a bit, and another girl got really drunk, got on stage, started spinning around, and I was like, this is great, you know, because I've started a trend.
She was spinning on the floor.
She was like really like, you could tell, oh, it's just cut out. Oh.
No, we're still listening to you.
And I was like, this is great. Okay, so there's two of us now. And then I was surprised he didn't shut me out, because the guy at security, he came over and he was like, he said, oh yeah, he said, you get down now. You get down. You don't do that. You don't do that, like this to me.
Very angry.
And I was like, and I just looked right at him and I went, what? I don't do what exactly? You mean dance? Like, just like right to his face. I don't do what? You mean I don't do what exactly? What have I done? Tell me what I've done. And I just, and then he made me sit down. So I was like, okay. I thought I'd just play it out for a little while, and then when this other girl got on stage, I was like, right, okay, then it's my turn.
You were like, let's storm the stage.
The funniest thing though is that when I first got on stage, I had no idea what music was going to come on, and as soon as I got on stage, considering it's an irritable mood, it just like Firestarter started playing. I was like, yeah, perfect. So I was dancing to Firestarter out of all the stuff I could dance to. And so the second time, like the first time I got on the back of the stage because I didn't want to be too obvious, because I wanted to be able to dance for as long as possible without getting taken down, but I still got taken down anyway. And so the second time I thought, right, okay, I know what's going to happen now, because the drunk girl, she ended up straight away, security took her and dragged her the hell out of there, because they could tell I wasn't drunk. So they thought, oh, we can kind of be a bit more rational with me because I wasn't drunk and because Jack was there. And so they didn't force me out, but they said, you do this again and you're out. And I thought, right, okay, well, you haven't thrown me out yet, so
I'm going to do it again.
So I know I'm going to get thrown out anyway. I might as well have a second go.
And I'm going to make something.
So this time I got on the front stage, and I thought, right, I know what your tricks are now, so I'm going to climb up the top of the pole and do some tricks up the top. So it will take you a while to get me down, and that's what I did. And I just said to Jack, like, grab my clothes because I know that we're going to be out of here soon. And I had a few more goes, and he took some photographs, and that was it.
Love it. I love it. I love it. Do you know what? I love a gate crasher.
Such a mood for rebelling because we've been doing this, and I was like, okay, I'm not going to stand for any like rules or conditions, and
hold on.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Good on you.
Another monkey.
So
good on you.
Yeah. And unfortunately, I didn't get long enough on there. I need longer, a lot longer. I could have been on there all night.
Plenty more countries to go.
But the funny thing is, though, is that I was the only person the whole night that got a round of applause.
Yep.
So I think
you get one really, from me, Lisa.
That's what really pissed them off, because there's all these girls there, and I'm the one that gets a round of applause.
You see, I'm sure there's a few people in the chat room as well.
That's why the women have to like pay to get in there, because they don't want anybody else to get attention. And obviously, I screwed up.
You were the star of the show, and with that cannabis dress on, gate crashing.
I was the only one that, like, the other women there weren't doing like proper tricks. They, you know, like maybe a couple, but I was literally doing
acrobatic.
I was doing gymnastics. And nobody else was doing that, so the audience are like, "What the fuck?" You know? what is going on? Straight away, they were like applauding, and cheering.
It was like,
and it was obvious that I was not part of the show.
Well done.
So yeah, that was great fun. We were just like laughing our heads off all the way home.
I love it.
Yeah, when we did this monkey.
I was thinking I want to do like a Euro tour of like hijacking strip clubs.
Wow.
Just put some layers on it, yeah.
But then it just gets too tiring, you know. You can't do that in street activism. But I'd love to do that.
I'm speechless. You really caught me off guard with that one, Lisa. I'm like,
We thought we should bring Dave over next time, and then they can like flat stack everyone while I'm on the pole and distract them.
That's a joke. I love it. I love it. I don't know what I have no idea how. I'm just no comment. No comment. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say. Love it. Love the fact that you gate crash. Love the fact that you just did your thing. And you do anyway, don't you? You do a multitude of things. I've seen you doing yoga and like some of your stances that you do look kind of ballet poised, or like you seem kind of multi-talented. What can you give? Because some of the chat room aren't fully aware of the plethora of things that you do, Lisa. So could you tell the chat room
like
all
jumping
bits
in
and
rivers,
pieces?
jumping in canals, and jumping in
as you
climbing trees.
So yeah, give the chat room and everyone viewing a kind of synopsis of the things, because you do poetry, you're a lyricist. I've kind of seen you kind of
I've
do a
written
lot of
poetry
things
for about 18 years or something like that, and I've always written about humanity and the state, the condition we're in, and our potential. That's always been the theme of my poetry. So the globe, lie, flat earth poetry is just a part of that. It's always been like a question as to like who we are and what we're doing here, and like all of my poetry relates to that in one way or another, and just like looking at the mess we're in, looking at how to get out of it. And I make speciality food.
Okay.
Foods.
Give us a little example. One of your favorite dishes that you make.
I like falafels. I make falafels. I make green juices and raw cakes. So like mango and purple corn cake was one of my favorites.
Nice. So yeah, as I said, a plethora of bits and pieces that you're into.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And
go on, my darling. I didn't want to cut you there. Go on, carry on.
No, that's it pretty much anyway.
Lovely. I didn't know if I was talking over you there. Is there anything else you want to say, Jason, before I just give everyone in the chat room a shout out? There's a lot of interactions going on in the chat room.
For a minute. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so Douglas Falk in the chat room as well. I'm about to start reading your book and looking forward to doing that. And you know what? There's a brilliant sticker of the book on the camper van, isn't there, Jason? Right near the driver's door.
There is.
The driver's door. So yeah, the book is winging its way across Europe and being seen by a lot of eyes. Lovely to see you. You is in the chat room as well. Lovely to see you. Clive as well, lifting the lid. Hello, Robin. How you doing, darling? Mel Gig and True Woman Capote saying, "We love you, Dave. We love you, Dave." Brian Stavely. Lovely to see you in the chat room as well. And Gary John. Gary, all right, mate? In the chat room there. Nora, how you doing, sweetheart? Mike Smith saying, well done, all of you. Absolute respect. And just moving down the chat. Don't want to miss anybody out. National Memorial Gardens. He says, I love it when you smile, Lisa. Nice to see you happy, kid. Love that. And Marilyn Wisby, Stephen Watson, Globebusters, lovely to see you all in the chat room. Mark Sargent in the chat room, nice to see you all deep inside the rabbit hole. Z Proxy, lovely to see you in the chat room. Yeah, there's a lot of people in the chat room today.
We see a lot of Mark Sargent.
He gets around, doesn't he? Even peeping into bathrooms.
Yeah.
UK Truth is in the chat room as well. Shout out to you, my darling. And Awake Now, Eco Dave, and the beautiful Dolly Daydream. Mwah. Lovely to see you, sweetheart. Flat Earth Trav as well. Yeah. Death said, Let Jason run the show for a little. I could use a good laugh.
Oh, stop it. I did that yesterday and totally screwed it all up, but we got through it.
One way or another. One way or another. One way or another. And yeah, sorry to anyone else I've missed out. I'll try and get back to the awake. Yeah, I said awake now as well. Flat Out Faith as well in the chat room. Perid Oxide is in the chat room as well. And you're more than welcome, Douglas. He says his sticker's incredible. Thank you very, very much as well. So, yeah, I thought we would get to some clips that I've got. And instead of playing a kind of pre-done video, I thought, as I missed today, Robin's helped me get some excerpts out from the conversations that went on today. And one of which I'm going to start playing to you around here. And I think, if I've got this right, is a gentleman called Peter who comes to join the team. Am I right there, guys? A guy called Peter today?
Legendary Peter, yes.
Yeah. He apparently he explained how he sent Jan to Prague yesterday quickly, followed by you schooling an American on Gravity, who then apparently became a walkaway. I've seen some of this, but it was so good. I thought, you know what, it definitely deserves getting brought in. So I'm going to screen share. Hopefully, I'll get this right this time. She says, hopefully. We're going to share the audio. Share it like that. Hopefully, can you all see that? Yeah.
Yep.
Lovely, jubbly. And I will unmute that from here. Do that. And with a bit of luck, you'll be able to hear it. Let me know if you can hear it.
Can you hear my chance when you come to meet us?
Can you hear that?
Yes.
Yep.
Good.
Yeah, I found it on YouTube, you know, and I'm from Czech Republic.
Okay.
And I sent
Hi there.
Jan to you.
Oh, Jan.
In
Okay.
Prague.
He's a great guy. A really good guy, Jan.
Yes. He made really nice proofs, you know, with horizon photography. He compressed it, and then he measured everything exactly, and it's.
And he was helping us all day in Prague.
Yeah.
And he was doing a really good job. I don't know if he's done street activism before, but he was really, you know.
I'm just going to pause it for a second just to remove that off the screen so that it doesn't cover up most of what we're looking at. Hopefully you'll be able to see it again now.
So I couldn't come to Prague, so I came here. I can help you also.
Okay, well, excellent. That's good to
Peter.
Good to meet you. No, Peter, I'm Dave.
Yeah, I know you.
Oh, okay. It always surprises me when people do.
One day we would like to invite you to make meeting in Czech Republic, maybe, and
just say the word.
Yes,
Say when I'll come.
Because we do not have enough information in our language. You know, we have to translate something.
Yeah, I heard that my interview with Malenko
this
came here as well.
Yes, this is very good. Because at the beginning you need just this basic information, and when you start with the English.
Nice. Oh yeah, it is.
Okay.
I don't know the details. All I'm saying is if you reject everything that schools are teaching about gravity, about flat, but you still have all these observed phenomena. What's yours? How do you provide another alternative? You say we're being lied to.
Can I jump in? Do you mind? I'm Dave, by the way.
I'm Larry.
Nice to meet you, Larry. A good example would be gravity.
Yeah.
Okay. So both types of gravity, both conceptions of gravity, are based on mass. Newton says that two masses attract each other. Yeah. Einstein says mass actually warps space-time, and things fall towards it. Okay. Both conceptions rely on weight and mass.
Right.
Yeah. So think about this thought experiment. Okay. So imagine you have a gas bottle, empty gas bottle, and you weigh it and you zero out the weight of the gas bottle. You fill it with a pound of helium. Okay. So now you've got a pound of helium. Evacuate that helium into a balloon. Okay. Hold the balloon in one hand and a pound's weight in the other, and let go of them. What's going to happen?
Yeah, one's going to go up, the other one's going to go down.
Right. Well, the point is, both of them
by density.
Exactly.
It's
Exactly. But the point
an
is,
intrinsic value of the property, not an extensive.
the point is though, it's this idea of things going to the ground is not based on mass. Both of them have the same mass. Yeah. The same number of molecules and atoms.
But it's not total mass. I mean,
It is. No, it is.
All right,
It doesn't
let me
matter if
ask you
it's
that.
in
It's
gaseous form or
intrinsic
liquid
versus
form.
an extrinsic property, right?
Use a few big words.
So, an extensive property is what you're talking about. It's the total amount. Intrinsic is a ratio, right? And so what determines whether something falls or rises is not the mass,
It's a
but
relative
the
density. Relative density.
And another example is pressure. On your chest with my flat open hand, with a certain amount of force, you might have a mark. But if I take all that force and put it on the end of a knife, it's the same force.
Indeed.
But it's the force per unit area, which is pressure, which is what you observe, right? It's not the total force. Same with gravity.
No.
It's not total mass.
No. It's about mass. It's not. And it's not about. They don't talk about. They don't talk about density at all. It's nothing about density. It's literally, if you've got a mass, if I squash that helium down to a solid, it would literally fall to the ground.
If you could get it that dense.
Yes, if I could. As a liquid form, yes, it would
does.
also do the same. Yeah. In gaseous form, same number of molecules, same atomic weight, same mass.
Right.
So gravity has got nothing to do with mass whatsoever. It's only to do with relative density.
Yeah.
Right.
But what does relative to density depend upon? Mass. Right?
Indeed. But
so there is a dependence on mass.
I know, but gravity does not take that into account. Both conceptions of gravity do not take that into account. That's true. It's true. It's not semantics. It's actual proof.
So what are you doing?
The science community do not know what is causing something to drop when you let go of it.
What do you think it is?
I don't know, because I don't know any more than they do. But they don't know. Neil deGrasse Tyson said, we can measure it, we can predict with it, but when it comes to what it is, we don't know. He said that, not me.
He's off.
You're welcome.
Hey, just look it out and be open-minded.
And just like that, we have
And then he,
what's known
and then he
as...
was gone.
And then we have just us three again. That is what we're known as a walk away. Would that be fair to say that, guys?
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, do people really just get to the point where they just don't want to accept what's being said, even though there's a lot of supporting evidence for what you're putting across? He's like not willing to accept it.
Yeah, but you notice he went from, as soon as he realized that his position was untenable, he started using long words and trying to waffle his way around it.
Yeah.
The usual thing. When it wasn't being accepted, that's it. Oh no, can't carry on with this. Bye.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's happened. I think if I'd had a coffee for every time, I'd have like a diabetes special for the amount of people I've had walk away. I've even had people walk away just off the offset when I'm asking them why they believe they're living on what they were taught. Some people can't even get off the starting blocks because they realize the answers they're giving don't not only not suffice me, they don't even suffice themselves with the answers. I've realized a lot of people I've asked that question to give me the social response, not their own response. Does that make sense? When you ask people why they believe, they kind of give you the reason society tells us why we believe, not their own personal belief.
Yeah.
Do you find that as well?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, we found yesterday in Vienna, we came across a lot of physicists and scientists.
There was some kind of school there.
Yeah, it must have been because and we got the same reaction from virtually all of them. You know, there were a couple of exceptions, but the reaction was they come with a strong opinion while they're laughing at us, and when we try and engage them, they walk away. You know, just say, you know, no, it's rubbish. And
Yeah,
they,
I met a few physicists there as well.
Mm.
Separate.
Kind of.
It must have been packed with physicists.
Yeah, everyone, people flipping the burgers in McDonald's were physicists.
You see, I mean, and yourself, Jason, do you see the same when you're interacting with people?
Well, yeah, I was just thinking not so long ago, I had my reaction from a scientist who, when I mentioned gravity and I give him an explanation, he walked away saying bollocks.
Do you know what? I wish I had that clip to hand. That clip is classic, Jason.
Yeah.
I think I shared it on my Instagram the other day. He was like not violently angry, but it was like that was the final straw for him.
Yeah, he was upset angry. Yeah.
Stormed off, like he really fists clenched and everything. Like he would. The next thing he was ready to do was argue. Just a ton of times it's happened.
It is a trigger that. I think it's the gravity thing. It is a trigger for most because, you know, just like we all know that the Earth is a globe, it's inherent. We know this without even an investigation. We all know about gravity. We all know that things drop. You know, like we've never thought about it, but we all know it's gravity. It's just
you hit the nail on the head right there because what they're doing is conflating the tendency for things to fall to the ground with the word gravity. Yeah, they're two completely different things. One's an inherent property of this place, and the other thing is just a couple of theories. Yeah, they're not the same thing. So when somebody says, you know, when Neil deGrasse Tyson drops the microphone and says this is gravity, no, it's not. You know, this is inherent. I called it dropity, but it's the inherent dropity
it's
of
almost
this
like
place.
2 shades of color, isn't it? You know, that's yellow. It's like having 2 shades of color: banana yellow and bloody corn yellow. You know, like that's almost what they're relating it to. Is that gravity means dropping down? That's what it means.
Yes, and that's why people get very, very triggered about it because it's obvious there's gravity because I just dropped something. You know, well, no, that's not. You know, it's not obvious that like the cup as attracted to the floor and the floor is attracted to the cup, or the cup is somehow warping space-time and the floor is somehow warping space-time. It's
that's right.
It's not
like
obvious.
when that cup drops, is it the table that's pulling that cup down, or is this magical force that came through the table and is still pulling it down? What is it?
Well, you know, no. It's actually Einstein's warping of space. You know, somehow this cup is warping space a little bit. So my head is actually being falling towards it.
You see, in fact, we've actually got a clip where you explain your frustrations with degree holding zealots who puff themselves up and lord it over people, a bit like them. So yeah, if you're right, I'm going to play this for the chat room. With a bit of luck, you'll all hear it. If I add it to there, pop it there, and then press play.
Now, this is the thing. This is the thing about you know, education and degrees and stuff. None of these people are any smarter than you or I. Yeah, there's nothing that says that these people with degrees are any cleverer, or any more intelligent, or any more capable than you or I. Yeah, the mere fact that they go to a special building and certain people with titles, numbers, letters after their name, you know, speak to them, and they read certain books, certain textbooks, somehow makes, you know, they believe somehow makes them a lot smarter than you. Yeah, you can read the same books. Yeah, you can listen to the same lectures. Yeah, just because you don't get a piece of paper at the end of it doesn't mean that you can't understand the concepts that they're trying to put across. Yeah, it's all absolute bullshit. Yeah, it's a shell game. They're puffing up these people, making them think they're special because they have this piece of paper on the wall, and it means nothing. Yeah, anyone, if they so desire, can make themselves an expert in any field that they want. Yeah, they don't need validation from a certain person in a white coat or something. This is the thing that really annoys me, because you get these graduates who literally look down on you because they believe they've got this piece of paper and you haven't. So what do you know? Yeah. I remember speaking to Pierre in the car, and when he realised that I didn't have a degree or didn't have a PhD or anything like that, he was like, oh, okay, like he knew it was going to be a walk in the park for him. So yeah, it's all bullshit. Anyway, rant over.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I thought that would be a poignant thing to show. And thank you so much to Robin lifting the lid for helping me put these excerpts together. You did awesome, my buddy. But yeah, that's exactly what we're saying here. They kind of look down their nose at you, don't they? And they kind of assume this position of the upper hand purely because they've got a piece of paper that says they went to this building, they sat through these lectures, they regurgitated it verbatim, they got top marks. So that means you're wrong, Dave. Okay?
Yeah.
You're wrong.
That's it. And you can see it when you meet these people. They're no more clever than you. They've got an incredibly closed-minded attitude because they know you don't. You know. And the thing I learned a long time ago, I worked for British Telecom at one point, and I was the only non-graduate they took on at BT laboratories in Moultrie Heath. Like, there was 8,000 people, and in that facility, and I was the only non-graduate. And for the first week, I thought I'd bitten off way more than I could chew because they were talking about stuff that I couldn't even grasp. Right? Within a month, they were coming to me asking me how to do stuff. And then I got promoted like 3 grades up in one go, which never happens in BT. Just like after my first year, because I was just doing stuff, just off the cuff, making a, well, I can't really describe it. I was basically just not working to a structure. I was actually just doing things on the fly, and I was getting things done. And people were like, "Well, how's he doing that? We've got to get him to do our project." It was like, because they couldn't think outside of their narrow lanes. And yeah, that's what I discovered. It's like the process of getting more and more educated means you're less and less able to do anything but what you're educated to do.
Exactly. And this is what it boils down to, that this is why these conversations are so important, because this is what's going to push for social acceptance. This is what we're up against. And I'm not talking about just you on the tour. I'm not just talking about me and Jason and those that you see online that are out having, there's a lot of people. I'd be here probably for the entire hangout listing the people that are out there making content that are having these active conversations. You see Zoom Truth, you see Nathan Thompson out there, you see Marilyn Spirit Level out there, you see Harry out there, you see various people out there that are having these interactions. And it's the social acceptance that has us laughed at, the lack of social acceptance, the fact that people are allowed to sit on that side of the fence and go, this conversation isn't warranted, being civilized, and it's written off. And therefore people kind of bounce away like ping pong balls. And I think that's what's so different about this, is that you're going out into the streets, and I know that there's a lot of people that are going, just thought that was a thing on the internet. Wow, this is real. People actually think this. And then if they are brave enough to slow down and have an interaction, I for someone like yourself, Dave, who's kind of well versed in going out. I know that you've had those interactions at Speakers Corner in the UK already, where people have genuinely been dumbfounded when they really have laughed it off in the beginning, and you've had a meaningful conversation with them, Dave. You've shaken their hand at the end, and they're going to go away and look at it. But for someone like yourself, Jack, I mean, the first time that happened, I remember the first time that happened. I remember thinking it was going to be hard work with everybody. And then one person turns around and goes, no, you've made a good few points there. I'm going to have to go and look into this. Has that happened to you yet, Jack?
Has it happened to you yet?
He's tired.
Oh, bless him. I'm sorry. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. No, it will do though. There will be times where you'll be speaking to someone and they'll be flippant to begin with, and then they will genuinely look into it off the back of something that you've said because they genuinely thought they saw ships going over the curve. And you'll find yourself, when you hear someone coming out with that, you'll be like, here we go. They really believe they live on a ball because of something primitive like that, and they've not further, look, they've just taken it as a given. And so this is why we all know that these conversations are important, because these people would live and die their whole life never giving the time of day to something they see on the internet, but to have a real life conversation about it, a meaningful one, or to just overhear it, is making all the difference. Would you agree with that, guys?
Yeah. I was going to say that yesterday in Vienna there was a group of Australian kids actually. They were kind of I think they were still high school kids, and the questions, they started out like jokey questions, the usual, where's the edge, aren't you going to fall off, that sort of thing. And when they found that they were getting sort of answers they could understand, the questions started to turn into, serious questions. And the final one was about gravity again. So I did this, basically what I said in that last clip. And you could see the wheels turning in this girl's head. And she went away, actually thinking about it, and more than thinking about it, because she was like, yeah, that makes sense.
Wow.
So that was good.
You see, Jace, this is really working, isn't it?
It is working. It is. So let me just thank you, a couple of people on who've been donating recently. Isaac, thank you very, very much for donating. That's really appreciated. I'm always worried about saying thank you to those who have donated on PayPal, because I'm not sure whether or not you want your information private or not, or, because one or two people on the GoFundMe, they do actually say that they want it private. So
you could just say Miss A or Mr. B, or
maybe
they'll know who they are. They'll know who they are, won't they?
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Graphic. And thank you very much. Well, Red Eye Jedi, I know he's already been in the chat and said that he's donated, and thank you very much for that. And yes, Mr. Blue, you know who you are. Thank you, extremely thank you very much. That was a nice big donation. Thank you very much. And then Mr. Flood. Thank you very much. I just it's because some people might want it private, and I just don't know whether or not to to say. So you must, if anyone's donated on PayPal or through PayPal, do give me permission. Do let me know that whether or not it's okay to say your name or not.
Awesome.
Yeah, no, that's great. Thank you very much.
Lovely. And I implore you, if you haven't done so already, please check out the links in the description for how to donate to the tour, and for all the links for all of the channels that are involved in the tour. You've got a one-stop shop there for you to sorry, I haven't flicked the screen. It's still on you, Jason.
I haven't checked.
The only thing with this is you have to remember to kind of go.
Well, I haven't checked. Gary just said, "Where's his wrench?" And have you nicked his wrench? He paid a lot of money for that.
I have not nicked Gary's wrench. Like, oh crikey, Gary, what have you done, Gary?
Have you lost your wrench, Gary? Come on,
Gary, what's going on?
You're gonna have to buy another one.
Right, hold on. Where are you?
He's up there.
Where are you? He's got his wrench. What is wrong with you, Gary?
Gary,
he wants 2 wrenches. He wants 2 wrenches.
You can't have 2, and there's no other colours. All right, there's no tiers. It's just blue wrench or no wrench. If you are okay, I'll play one last clip because I know we've been going for about 45 minutes now. Wrong button. If it's okay with you, you had an awesome conversation today, Dave, with an engineer who, in Robin's words, his mind was truly opened. So I'm wondering if everyone doesn't mind indulging us on this, as we think this is a great clip to show you all from today. So I will add it to the stream, full screen it, and play it for you now.
Can I give you one of these? You haven't got a hand.
What do you want to say? What's your message?
Message is ask questions because you're being lied to.
We cannot exactly. So you're saying it's not a spinning ball?
Exactly.
What is it?
Well, the closest model we've got is that. You have the North Pole in the centre.
It's flat.
Yes.
The
The water is flat. The Earth sticks out of it.
How big is it? Diameter?
Not actually quite sure because it depends what you mean. Because the edge of the Earth that we can get to is Antarctica. Okay, which is all the way around the outside.
So how thick is it?
Who knows? How wide is the universe? What's the other side of the universe? What's the other side of the universe?
I'm not thinking about the universe, but you're talking about the Earth.
Well, I'm just saying, right, that the same model of the universe is the same model I'm talking about, except as is smaller. So you asking what's on the other side of that Earth is the same as me asking you what's on the other side of the universe. The answer is I don't know. So I don't know.
I'm not able to think about it.
Right, nor am I.
Because you haven't been there.
Exactly. So we're doing the best we can with the information we've got.
It's a good idea to think about.
Yes.
Could be you're right. I don't know.
But what the evidence shows us, is that we've seen circumnavigation east to west. Yeah. So people have gone round the Earth east to west. Yeah. Nobody has ever gone north to south.
It happens like
it's never happened.
You can do it.
You can't do it.
Why not?
You can't, well, look. If you were to go from north down to south, right, and you're supposed to pop up here and come back here like that. It doesn't happen. Whenever they do north to south circumnavigation,
you can make it from the east to the west.
Yes, look. East and west is a circle around north. Because if you're here, right, north is to your left, okay? If you start moving here, north is now that way. So you have north.
The theory you are saying. So the Earth is This is the Earth.
Okay.
I want from here. Going to go there. From here to your map. From here to there.
Okay.
You can do it, right? And then go back.
No, you don't go. This is the point. If you're here, right, and you want to go all the way around the Earth, okay, north to south. If you start going south, right, you just keep going. And we don't know what's here. We don't know what's here. You do not pop up here and come back. Right? Anybody who's done this, they've said, oh, we're going to circumnavigate here. So they go down here, they go to the South Pole, and they come back. That's the way they went, and then carry on.
I think what you are saying, but the question is, the picture we have seen on the video, TVs, for the space shuttles, all these, it should be it's round, it's a ball. What's this? All bullshit or what?
All bullshit. Look, when we see from NASA, when they go to
sorry about my eyes.
That's all right. When they go 128,000 miles up, 1,000 feet up, we see a curvature. They show us a curvature.
Yes.
We send our own balloons up.
Yeah.
We see it's flat.
Yeah. How high is your balloon?
128,000 feet, which is 24 miles. Yeah.
It's nothing.
When they show it, well, here's I've got two hands here. Here's Felix Baumgartner. Oops. Yeah. So that's Felix Baumgartner. His record-breaking jump. Yeah.
Yeah.
128,000 feet up.
Yes.
Yeah. See the curvature.
Yes.
128,000 feet up, no curvature.
This is your photos.
Yes. This is a fisheye lens.
Yeah. What is it?
A fisheye lens that curves straight lines.
Quest.
Yeah. So when we go up without a fisheye lens,
Quest.
flat.
Thank you very much, Chris.
Mm.
What's your message?
My message is start asking questions about your world. Don't accept what people just tell you. Right? Most of this is we accept because we're children, yeah, at school, and they show us the globe and they say, "You live here," and as a child, you can't argue. You just go, "Oh, okay." But if you ask the same questions when you're an adult, you get different answers, and you realise that the answers you've been given aren't real.
And then, what do you want to teach the people with this message?
Well,
don't
people,
trust school,
people
don't trust
teach,
universities,
people,
don't trust your boss. Or
people will learn when they find out that they've been lied to about where they live. At the end, they'll realise that we live in a created place. This place isn't naturally, it didn't come about by accident. Yeah, it didn't come out of a big bang where nothing exploded and
Nothing
made
exploded.
everything.
No.
And this is what the Big Bang says. Nothing exploded and created everything. Yeah, so, does that make any sense whatsoever? That nothing, zero, nothing, could suddenly explode. And out of that nothing exploding, everything comes. Does that make any sense whatsoever?
I mean, look, I'm an engineer, mechanical engineer.
Okay.
I mean,
I was an electronic engineer at one point.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
And I have a certain limit of thinking.
Mhm.
Kind behind what I have here, this the capacity here is limited.
No, I think you got more than you think you have.
Yeah, but there is a certain level that's limited because of your life.
Mhm.
80 years, 90 years, and you have no time to think. When you become 50 years old and all these diseases start, that make you busy with other stuff.
Yeah.
All these things. Therefore, it's limited.
Mhm.
When the life comes to the end, it's done.
Yeah.
You have nothing, just this.
Yep.
I don't believe in that.
Okay. Well, that's what science is there for, to make sure you don't believe
Yeah,
it.
you see, because in the beginning we were believing. I'm coming from Iraq,
Mhm.
and there's a very strict religious education there.
Mhm.
And the religion says, don't ask, just accept it. Oh, come on, I should accept it.
Yeah.
So I think about myself, and then I found this bullshit. Allah, Prophet,
Yeah.
Quran. Bullshit. I mean, it's a very good point. I was not thinking about it. So, is there any messages on information on?
Yes, there's a couple of websites to go to on the other side, there. So a couple of websites to have a look at some videos. The reason we're showing you those websites is because YouTube is censoring flat Earth videos now. They're not allowing people to watch them.
I know.
So there's got to be a reason for that. Yeah.
So the other question is, you're using the internet. It's wonderful. So where they are, all these satellites. How do they move? Just to back?
There aren't any
Or
satellites.
focus?
There aren't any satellites.
So how do you get all this information on internet?
Well, the internet isn't being carried by satellites. They're being carried by undersea cables.
Yeah, but see,
I think I've got.
But there's not everywhere in the undersea cables.
There are. There are masses of undersea cables that are. We had a picture of them of the network somewhere, but it's not on here. But yeah, there's masses of undersea cables. When one of those cables snaps, then like a whole country loses their connection to the main internet. Yeah, it's nothing to do with satellites.
You don't believe with Apollo?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Hollywood.
It was all make believe. Would you believe? You say Hollywood, but Apollo 11, Disney was working with NASA to make it look like appealing for people.
With the Russians, they were also there without.
Well, what we got to understand is there aren't separate countries in the world. We think we're in separate countries, but the world leaders all work for the same people. They're all working together.
I mean, it's a nice subject. I like it. It make me busy for maybe a few hours. I will think about it.
Think of NASA, as the headquarters. All the other space agencies are like franchises. It's like McDonald's. Yeah, you've got McDonald's. I think you've got McDonald's over there. Yeah. I know, but there's a McDonald's in this country. There's a McDonald's in all the other countries. Yeah. But McDonald's comes from America, because controlled by America. Yeah, same as the space agencies. NASA's in America, controls Roscosmos, JAXA, European Space Agency, so on, so on, so on. They're all working together.
So this is the sun is the moon there. The yellow is the sun.
Yep, the sun and the moon.
The sun is a ball.
That-
Right? Do you think that's right?
The sun is a light.
Is a ball or not?
It's a light, whether it's a ball or not. It could be.
Okay.
But
what about that?
the moon,
Yes.
that's odd, because if it's a ball reflecting the sun, well, it doesn't act like it's a ball reflecting the sun. Because if I had a football and I shone a light on it,
Yeah.
you get a hot spot where the light hits it, yeah, and then round the edges it gets darker and darker, yeah. Just like any sphere, when you light it up.
But you see the changes of the light on the moon. It depends on the
I know, yes.
half
I'm talking
moon,
about the full
moon.
moon. I'm talking about the full moon, yeah. When you light up a football, you get a hot spot where the light directly hits, and then as it goes around the curve, but you don't see that.
It depends on the distance.
No, it
From the
doesn't.
light from here, you get the spot.
No, no, no.
From here, you get everything is right.
Right, but you look at a full moon, yeah. That full moon is lit all the way across.
Okay, a really very interesting subject. It's nice to think about it. I think I would have to read about it.
Okay.
It's a good idea. Why not? Maybe.
Yeah.
But see, this is not right, right? I'm an aerospace engineer.
Yes. Okay, it is right.
This is right. So the airplane flies like this.
Okay.
Or
Yes.
just straight.
Well, this is the thing. Okay.
What?
Planes fly straight and level, yeah, because
Yeah.
of the air flowing over the wings, yeah.
Okay.
So it's got nothing to do with gravity or anything else. If the wings are set right and the power level is set right, it's going to go straight and level. Okay, a straight line.
But if the straight line, there will come one day will come to the moon.
Eventually, yes. If that's true, yeah, then the Earth will curve under it, and it should start gaining altitude, even though it's straight and level.
So you see, you're electronic engineer.
I was an electronic engineer. I used to be a computer programmer as well, a software engineer.
How's that?
So
Why do this work?
because this is the
Like
truth.
But what's your benefit of this?
I don't benefit at all, but
Just
I've been
tell us
searching
so-
for the truth for the last 15 years, and this is the truth.
Maybe, I don't know.
I know it's
There's
it's
a
for you
point.
to
It's a
decide.
theory, it's your theory.
It's for you to decide, but you know, as far as I'm concerned, I've looked at this now for over 5 years now, and I can't see it any other way.
Thank you. It's a very, very educated subject.
Yeah. Well, I hope you enjoy looking into it, because if you get into it, you're going to be consumed by it for the next 3 months.
Or 3 years. Very interesting.
Or 3 years, yes.
Or never.
Or never.
All
Yeah.
right. Thank you very
You
much.
take care. Now that was a marathon that you had with that guy, yeah. So
Absolutely brilliant.
Fantastic.
What a conversation to end today's stream on. Dave, that was Dave in the stream. The connection's gone.
They're gone.
Just checking the private chat. They might have had an issue with their connection, but what a convo that was.
It was brilliant. It was fantastic. Thoroughly enjoyed that. He's definitely going away researching. Definitely.
Yeah.
You know, awesome that was. Well done, Dave.
For sure. Is there anything else you'd like to say before we wrap up for the day?
Yeah, well, I was, and maybe I'll try and get Dave offline. But it was we've got what's the name coming out tomorrow, haven't we? What's the name? That's really descriptive, isn't it? We have Sandor from Hungary. What's it coming out? That's where we're off to tomorrow, Budapest in Hungary. Sandor was from the Balaton laser experiments that they did in 2016 with the FE core group. So it'd be great to see, if Sandor can come out. I have a place in mind where they're going to go. Fingers crossed that they will be going there. So nothing's ever concrete, but it's called Vorosmarty-ter. Vorosmarty-ter. Yeah, that's a name, isn't it? That's about the best I could do on that one. So yeah, they should be there approximately between 1 and 2-ish, I would think. 'They're
back. Hold on, I've just seen them pop up.
Oh, right, okay.
Just checking the private chat. They might have had an issue with their connection, but what a convo that was. It was Lovely. You're back.
Did you guys hear that? Just a second.
Yeah.
So I was just mentioning about you've got Sandor coming tomorrow. You did the laser experiment with
Yeah.
2016. He should be with you tomorrow. Fingers crossed. All goes well. There's a place called Vara Smarty Tur. Is that what I said? Tur.
You sent the link.
I've sent all of that. You've got all of that. All the information. So yeah, fingers crossed. There's even instructions on parking and trains and things, because it's an absolute nightmare to get close to anywhere good in Budapest.
Oh, that's
so the closest that we could do is that you'll be doing a 13-minute ride on the underground, which is 13 minutes. So see how you get on with that one. Unless you can find somewhere closer to walk, but I think you'll struggle. Even Sandor says he says that it's a nightmare, that you'll have an incredible tough time to park.
3 o'clock in the morning.
Is it a nightmare at 3 o'clock in the morning? Because we could get.
I'd drive around. Yeah, that sounds great. If you just want to do that. I mean, you guys are only about an hour and a half away from there. So yeah. It shouldn't be, it should be okay. Apart from that, I think we've covered everything. We do have a great video from James to finish with.
We do want to really thank Peter for coming out and helping us for this, for today. He was amazing. He was just as amazing as Jan was. He was like a machine. He sort of captured every Slovakian speaker there, and he was engaging with them. Even if they didn't want to talk to him, he wouldn't give up, and he ended up dragging them back and getting into a conversation with them. And he was just amazing. And then when we finished, he took us to dinner. He bought us dinner because he said he was so happy to join us. So yeah, it was brilliant.
Yeah. And how have you both been enjoying the food? Like in all of these different countries and that. What's the food been like?
We did the first time.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday we was it yesterday?
Yeah,
yesterday we had breakfast. We went into this weird place, which it turned out to be an Austrian version of a fish and chip shop. But we had, it was first thing in the morning. This fish and chip shop, and it was open. And we thought we'd go and have breakfast in there, and it was like they were shocked because we were all vegetarian almost. Well, I know you're not really, but we're all kind of vegetarian. So we said, "Oh, we'll have this," and she was saying, "No fish." No.
Like what?
So I tried this mushrooms in cream, and we had this it was like potato salad, but it's not like any potato salad we'd ever had before.
With this dinner tonight.
Oh yeah.
It was you can't compare it.
Yeah, it was a Slovakian dish we all had tonight. It was it was very strange. But it was good, I liked it. We had we had this garlic soup, and they brought it out in a bowl that was bread. It was like a loaf of bread that was in a ball, and they cut the top off, hollowed it out, and poured the soup in it.
Oh wow!
And I started sort of spooning the soup out, and the waiter came over and said, "No, you take the lid off, and you dip the bread into it and eat it from the bread." So they had to teach us how to use it. So.
Awesome! It was nice. I take it.
Yes, it was extremely nice, and I keep putting my diet on hold to experience these new dishes, but yeah.
I tell you, you lot are on your feet for the majority of the day, so I feel it's not fast processed food you're eating. At least it's it's relatively as locally sourced as you can possibly get in those kind of restaurants, right? So
we're tired, but not that tired.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. No, I'm utterly astounded with the momentum that this has got and how many
Oh.
people are behind us. I can't thank everybody for their support enough. Sorry, darlings, go on.
Oh well, Lisa, you tell them what we did today.
Yeah, we tried to find another laundrette. I'll let them tell you the rest.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, yeah, we tried. We had a little a bit of a lazy day today to start with. Really, you know, we kind of
We fixed the window.
Yeah, we fixed the window at the back there.
Lovely.
We you know, we just had some time to just relax a bit first thing in the morning. We woke up early and we didn't have to go anywhere. We got to the place, found an ideal parking spot. Yeah, well done, Jack. And we had about nearly 2 hours before we needed to start. So we thought, well, we'll just go and find the laundry. And somebody told us where it was. And yeah, we walked about. Oh, first of all, Jack and his navigation skills. He said, no, I'm going to have to say this. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Jack and his navigation skills. In the van with a GPS, he's a wizard, yeah. But on the street, saying, "I know where to go." Like it's been 3 times now. He said, "I know where to go. Let's go that way." And it's like when we were going back, we were trying to find the van once, and he said, "It's over there," and literally the van was right next to us.
Probably, I said probably.
And this time he said, "Okay, I've just looked it up. It's where we've got to go is by the river, and we turn right." Okay, I said, "Are you sure, Jack?" He said, "Because we know what you like." He said, "Yeah, no, I know exactly where we're going." So we walk for about 1 kilometer, and we meet somebody. He says, "No, it's about 1.5 kilometers that way, back the way you came." So we ended up, walking and walking and walking, and so we found the place where there was a laundrette. Okay, the person in the information desk said, "Yes, it's on the other side of the mall." So we went to the other side of the mall. It turned out to be a dry cleaners, and they said, "Well, we can wash your clothes for you, but it'll be ready on Thursday."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we saw the waters above.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
I didn't take a picture.
Yes, it was part of this mall. It was underground, and on top, on the ceiling was like a window, but there was water up on top of the window. So I was saying that I wanted to do an underground house that had a big window on top that had an actual pond over the top, so you couldn't tell there was anything under there. And it was just like that, it's just this big sort of pool. Yeah, I think we noticed it as we were walking. It was like on the floor of the reflections. So quite cool. It was.
Oh.
But then we got told directions to another laundrette, and they said it's across the river Danube.
10 minutes.
Yeah, 10 minutes. But we walked across this long river bridge, and then started walking and we ended up. Somebody told us, "Oh, it's way over there." It's like, "Oh no!" And we looked at what time it was. It was 1 o'clock. So yeah, we had a bit of a nightmare, and that's why we ended up starting late. So we actually went back, heading back, and I was carrying Lisa's clothes, and they started falling out of my backpack. So I stopped to pack it back in. I looked up, and Lisa and Jack had walked off. They were about half a mile away down the road. Didn't even stop for me, But I had the last laugh because they missed a shortcut, and I ended up getting back before they did.
Yeah, and we stood there for 5 minutes going, "Where is he?"
Yeah, no, that's an excuse. I got there 5 minutes before you. Yeah, so yeah, that's why we were a bit late. We had a bit of a nightmare trying to find laundrette. We still couldn't find one.
Yeah, maybe
On the screen in front of you, there's a message from Gary John. He says, "Living the dream, Dave. Living the dream."
Yeah, it's a dream with with
you waited your whole life to do something.
No sense of direction.
Love it. Love it. But you got a whole load of passion on there and determination, and that's all we need in this. We've got the truth on our side. So in that sense, we've got all we need. We're not out there pushing falsities. We're not out there giving people false paradigms. We're just getting people to look at the truth. So I've got to give you full. It's just the words seem so meek when I say full respect. I really appreciate what you're doing. It's like I need something more than that. I need everybody else's help to do that. I need everyone else to donate and do whatever they can to help us keep these wheels turning across Europe. As the
This has
guys
been
in
a
the
very
camper van go and do
this
this.
has been a
Go for
very
it.
positive experience all round. Got to say,
Yeah.
Just meeting other flat earthers around Europe who have been so utterly amazing and friendly and helpful and every bit as good as street activists and as we all have been for the last year or so. They've just been amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing when we're watching it, and for us, it's been the ones that we haven't known about and the ones that have just turned up. I don't know about you, Jason, but I'm not aware of all of the people that have turned up. There's been some unknowns for me that have turned up there. I don't know about you, but I've been utterly amazed at the amount. I've already lost count. I've already lost count of the amount of people that have come out since Amsterdam.
Yeah,
I mean, including Amsterdam, including Amsterdam.
Yeah, I'm getting. I've got loads of messages that have gone through the Globe Light contact page, and there's loads of people coming out to see us. It's just that in what country though, just hang on and wait. You'll be meeting so many more. They're all on the way.
Yeah, big time. And apparently we're being massively censored by YouTube. People that were able to like my previous piece of content, I haven't been able to like this. Their likes have all been unliked while they've been watching. I've got people back messaging me as well as people in the chat room that are going, Gary, one of them, going, his likes getting instantly taken off. You can't keep a like down, if that makes. Don't know how to describe that. But yeah, apparently they're doing a right number, or whatever is doing a right number is doing a right number on us.
I was watching it in real time, and people were saying their likes weren't being registered. They were hitting like about a dozen times, and nothing was happening. So there was like skullduggery going on.
Gary's saying he's even looked on other. He says I've checked another YouTube video and found that I could like that. Absolutely no problem. No problem at all. He's tried several times.
Right.
Good for you people having that.
Well, yeah. So I apologize for the camera work today. It was my first time, really hanging onto the camera, and I noticed when I'm talking to somebody, I forget that I'm holding the camera, so I'm waving my arms around, and you get to see.
Yeah. There you go, people. Take note. It's not just me.
Yeah, no, me neither.
I dance all over the place.
It's a lot, isn't it, Jace? It is a lot. But even when we're at Speaker's Corner, so many times you're engulfed in a conversation. You forget where you're putting your arm.
I think sometimes we can feel as though that there's a professional camera crew there with a boom and everything, sound thing and all that. And it's just Dave's arm doing that.
No,
so
great
I do
job.
apologize,
You're
everyone.
getting a lot of love in the chat room as well there, Dave. If it's all right with you, I'm just going to share some of it with you. I'm going to put it on the screen for you so you can see it as well. Amanda Globe Denier, she said she thinks you did a great job. Cameraman Dave, great job.
No, I don't think so. I tell you, I just noticed in that chat with the engineer, and I just forgot that I was holding the camera, so you can see me just wagging my hands around and yeah.
Brian Stabley says, living legends. And Effie Mary says, you guys rock. See? Even Ruben says, yep, never ending dream. Never ending dream. And it is. I don't know how many of you, like myself, that was at work today. I was really frustrated. I couldn't see the stream. Knew the stream was ongoing. Couldn't see the stream, but knew the stream was happening. So knew you guys were out on the roads talking. And I've also got here, National Memorial Garden says, Lisa seems to do a good job talking and using the camera. I'm just saying.
All right. All right. Yes. I'm a newbie. What do you want?
Well, Sven said, "Great dog, Dave. Seriously." And Clive said, "I never noticed, Dave." LOL.
I like what Coffee Paul said.
Coffee Paul said he got seasick.
Now that's the honest one. That's the honest
cheeky.
one there.
Good on you, Coffee Paul. Good on you, Coffee Paul. Well, if it's okay with everybody, we'll pretty much wrap up, and we'll play you out with something. If there's is there anything that anyone wants to say before we wrap up?
Well,
just thanks to everybody. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I was just going to say, please carry on donating. Keep these wheels turning. These guys are doing absolutely amazing. Sometimes it's they got some huge journeys to cross. They've got one in a couple of days, I believe, when they go to Moldova. It's that's going to test the guys. They think they've seen it all, but they haven't seen it yet. So you need to keep show the love. Sorry, guys. Show the love and keep donating and keep the wheels turning. The guys are doing awesome. You know, it's all fully deserved. It is. And who's going to pick up the tab next Friday? You know, like for for a nice meal. You know, like for the guys. Yeah, bear that in mind as well. One of you.
Yeah. Well said. Well said.
As I mentioned in my poetry, my YouTube channel, which I haven't even mentioned, is Raw Poet. There's two different Raw Poet channels, so you have to look for the right one, and you have to search Raw Poet channel.
Okay, we'll add that to the description, babe.
Yeah, we'll put that in the link.
Okay.
That'd be
and
good.
the blog, my Flat Earth blog is therealhatfits.blogspot.com.
Perfect. We'll make sure that link's in the description as well. So where is the tour over the next? Yeah, go on.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, well, I can read that out. You know, like.
Yeah, I was going to say, where's the tour over the next 48 to 72 hours, please?
Okay,
for anyone that didn't catch it last time.
I will tell you that. But Bigger Earth just mentioned who's replacing Dave. Well, Dave is replacing Dave.
Oh, right.
That's who's replacing. So we've got Dave Manel and family, and the Meakin man, Adam of the Meakin family. So he'll be coming joining the tour. The next couple of days we have we've got Budapest in Hungary, which is tomorrow. And then, as I said, we've got this huge journey to Moldova. It's like 600 miles it is, and not on the best of roads. You know, like so. I've given them a day off to get there. Sorry, we're going to have a day off for the guys to get there, but no. So yeah, we'll put it that way. After that, we've got Bucharest in Romania, followed by Belgrade in Serbia, and Pristina in Kosovo. There you go.
Lovely jubbly. Well, thank you very much for that, Jason. So that's the information for where they are tomorrow. You can expect the stream around the same window as it normally is. And if you haven't already done so, go and subscribe to Jason of the Disbreeze YouTube channel and hit the notification bell. Having said that, though, I would just keep an eye on it in that window, just in case you're not notified, as myself and Jason weren't even notified. But then again, It's not your channel, so I'm not really sure you'd be notified. If
I don't get notified. That's my problem. I need someone to tell me. I don't get notified for being on my channel.
I took screenshots of all my notifications today and sent them to you and Robin, just so you could see. I don't even get the notification. There was YouTube notifications there, but not the one I wanted.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it for this evening. Thank you so much for taking the time to be with us as we catch up with the crew on the Globe Live Tour. Campervan, Dave Murphy, Jack, Lisa, thank you so much for being here with us. I know it's been a long day. I bid you a good evening and a really good sleep. And Jason will play us out with something from UK Truth 2222. And for everybody that's been interacting with the chat room, thank you so much for all of your efforts in the chat room. There's been some wonderful interactions in there. And I would implore you guys on the camper, if you get any time, take a look back and have a look at the massive amount of love that's been shown to you in the chat room. Effie Maori, Doc Michael, Near from Israel, from Esh News is in the chat room as well. Steve Finneman, Sven P, Coffee Paul, Nora, What Shape is the World, Ute, Amanda Globe Denier, The Bigger Earth, The World Beyond Antarctica. And let me just scroll up. Isabel Neal, lovely to see you. Lifting the Lid, still in the chat room. Lovely to see you too. Gary John, still in the chat room. Jude, my darling, lovely to see you too. Mushroom Gods, National Memorial Gardens, lovely to see you too. And don't want to miss anyone out. Vertec as well. Effie Mary, I think I said Effie Mary. Brian as well, you're still there, sweetheart. Seeking Starwater as well, lovely to see you too. And Reuben, Everybody Equals Mind Controlled Squared. And I think I said What Shape is the World already. Red Eye Jedi and Voynich, lovely to see you all. Yeah, they're showing you a lot of love on the camper, guys. Just know that there's a lot of people praying for you and wishing you very, very well on your journeys. And as you go to each destination, you've got a lot of love and support out there.
Thanks a lot.
Wonderful.
Cheers, guys.
All right.
Lovely. All right, Jason, fire away. Pop it there.
You can just spend around less than 15,000 of euro and solve it yourself. Everyone can spend this amount of money, fly to the stratosphere, and you will see it.
Have you?
Yeah.
You flown to the stratosphere?
In Russia, it's around
No, I'm asking
14,000.
you, have you flown to the stratosphere?
Yeah.
Okay, how high did you go up?
By the plane, MiG-29.
How high?
Around 23 kilometers.
Okay. Well,
everyone can do it.
This is from 24 kilometers.
No, it isn't.
128,000 feet, yes?
Okay,
it is.
I think it's meaningless to
Neil
talk to you.
deGrasse Tyson says you cannot see curvature from 128,000 feet, 24 miles up. That's what Neil deGrasse Tyson says, not me. Flat Earth, get your flat Earth here, get it while it's hot. Well, you know, the first thing that happened when you went to school was
Oh man, you smoking so hard, oh my.
the teacher told you to. But you know what? You probably haven't ever gone back to it and said, well, do I really live on this globe?
Yeah.
And this is what we've done. We just started asking questions.
I actually thought about this sometimes. Yeah.
Which is why I'm just saying, take that, have a look, and ask your own questions.
Yeah, I do that.
It's no, you know, we're on the Globe Live tour, so there's a lot of us who absolutely know that we don't live on the globe. Like I know that.
Yeah.
So
what? It's censored on YouTube. You don't have
yes, they changed the algorithm. The woman who runs Google, she actually said in the congressional hearing, she said, yes, we're gonna stop access to videos like Flat Earth.
Right.
She actually mentioned it by name.
Yeah.
So if Flat Earth was just some crazy conspiracy,
What's the reason for that?
why are they targeting? There are people who still think Elvis is alive, and they've got their forums and everything, and they're not being censored. You know? So you know what? It tells you there's something to this.
What's this about then? What's this about then?
I don't know. I think it's crazy stuff. No.
Are they saying the Earth is flat?
Yeah, I think they are. Rubbish. Sure it is. What do you think? Should we carry on? I don't know.
Yeah.
Carry on. I think we should call it a day. What do you reckon?
Well, there's 99 people there.
Okay, so answers on the postcard.
Oh.
No, I'm gonna have to hurry you.
Yeah, those bears. Carry on, brother.
Carry on.
Oh, man.
Flat Earth. Get your flat Earth here. Get it while it's hot. It's lovely. Cameras, right? If you take that filter out, and it cuts through atmosphere. So there's a guy called Jay Tone Media who did just that, and he took a picture of normal camera of I think it's Santa Monica, from a distance about 30 miles, and all you can see is the lights of the city. Yeah, nothing behind it, just the lights of the city. He got his infrared camera. He can now see a mountain 123 miles away. Yeah, not just the top of it, the whole of the mountain. Yeah, 123 miles away. If the curvature is correct, that should have been hidden. The whole mountain should have been hidden behind a mile of curvature. Yeah, it's not. We see too far. So I went out and I had my camera and I went to a place where there's a lighthouse 8 miles away. And I put my camera right near the water, yeah, and took a picture of the lighthouse, and I could see where the water met the rocks. I should have lost 32 feet at that lighthouse.
That's too scary. That
We were on the ball. Yeah? So we just...
So are you saying you're not on the boat?
Yeah, absolutely not on the ball.
So what about all that satellite pictures and everything that they're showing us? Where is that coming?
Well, it's funny because his name's Rob Simmons, yeah? He works for NASA, and he explains in the video that I made this image.
So that no one has gone up there and taken pictures of the...
He says in the video, I don't know what it looks like. I'm not an astronaut. This is what I think it looks like.
So why would they put blind ones?
Apart from the money aspect, because I'm making $56 million a day from everybody's pockets, the real reason, the base reason, is the only way for a small number of people to control 7 billion people is to psychologically weaken them, suppress them, make them feel like they're insignificant. And if you combine all Earth with the theory of evolution and Big Bang Theory, then it reduces you to a blob of goo on a speck of dust through an immense universe with lots and lots of specks of dust, lots of blobs of goo, yeah, and there is no creator. It couldn't happen with a creator, it all happened by accident out of nothing, right? But if you realise that this is a created place, and there's a creator that created this, right? I'm not a Christian, I know that there's a creator, right? Because
what's your objective? Going as if you believe that Earth is flat, what's the message?
Because all we're trying to do is get people to think and ask questions. Because when you...
So you're saying NASA hasn't been up there and they haven't been taking pictures and
absolutely
it's all a lie?
It's all a lie.
Say goodbye.
Yeah. So yeah, we're going to wrap it up. It's time's getting cold now. So that's Vienna done.
Accomplished.
See you tomorrow.